How about them dogs? We proved tonight. Hey, guess what? Guess what? All you haters out there, all you haters right now. Hey, how about them dogs? How about them dogs? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All you people picking Michigan, Georgia's overrated. They ain't proved nothing. All these 5 stars and stuff. Yeah, guess what? Back in the national title, playing who we want to play. That's who we want to play. We want Bama. We want them. And this might sound a little bit aggressive, but I mean, come on now. This is a video. I gotta bring some entertainment to the table here. I mean, and I'm not gonna trash talk Bama. I might have a couple digs at them, but just like the SEC title game, I'm gonna be humble for the most part. All right, and I'm gonna be humble here as well. But I'm talking to, and if you pick Michigan, Michigan's a great team. All right, I have nothing against you. I'm talking to the people that are talking about Georgia's overrated and Kirby can't coach. If you pick Michigan, fine. Now, if you pick Cincinnati, then we gotta have some discussions here. But if you pick Michigan, you're fine. People I'm talking to is Kirby's overrated. Georgia has all these 5 stars for nothing. Guess what? Back in the daddy, baby. And guess what? We're coming for that trophy too. Bama, better watch it. Yeah. Great. It'll be a great game though. But talk about the game. Let's talk about some things tonight. The pressure on the quarterback. Let's go. It's something we didn't do in the Bama game. We sent some blitzes, but not enough blitzes like we needed to. These 2 3-man rushes, I didn't like those. And we sent some inside blitz, but, I didn't like it. Got a blitz Bryce Young from the outside. We blitzed Michigan from the outside. Got the sacks, baby. Yeah. Another thing, Georgia's pass protection tonight. I didn't see where are those Michigan sacks at. Aiden Hutchinson, second Heisman. The other guy, O something. Last name starts with an O. Where are they? I don't see him. Hello? Yeah, I didn't see him in the backfield tonight. That's one thing I will say. Yeah, Georgia ran all over y'all as well. Zamir White, James Cook, Kenny McIntosh, Kendall Milton. Kenny McIntosh. How about that pass, baby? Let's go. So he's a better quarterback than Cade McNamara. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Georgia's DBs did their job for the most part. I mean, and this is supposed to be a happy video, but we gotta address some things. We left way too many receivers behind our Georgia DBs tonight. We got burnt way too much. Now, we got lucky out of it because Michigan's quarterbacks are average. So we didn't really have to face it. But if Bryce Young is in the game, he would have hit those passes, or a little bit more than Michigan's QBs did. And that concerns me. We got to, in the Alabama, we got to have somebody shadow Jameson Williams on a deep zone. Darion Kendrick, our fastest corner, needs to be with him the whole game. Not saying he'll shut him down, but he's our best shot. So, but Georgia Bama game. But let's just take our takes from tonight. You know who played well? Stetson Bennett. This is the best game that he's ever played in his entire career, and it is not close. This is the absolute best game he's ever. Did you see the throws he made tonight? That one to Jermaine Burton. He made a bunch of great throws tonight. He had that one where he got hit and delivered to James Cook. This guy, this was the best game of his career, and it's not even close. And it was in a big game, too. Shout out to him. Just do it against Alabama. Georgia's offensive line played pretty well tonight. 0 sacks. I already went over that. The receivers for Georgia, great game. Y'all got open, and you needed to. Against a Michigan pass defense, that's really good. And with Stetson Bennett giving him those opportunities to hit those passes, shout out to y'all. And Brock Bowers and the tight ends did his thing. Darnell Washington and Fitzpatrick, they set some good blocks on the edge. Brock Bowers had that first touchdown catch. And then we had Adonai Mitchell, second one. 2 field goals, then Jermaine Burton, then James Cook. And then the Junkyard Dogs did the rest, baby. Yeah. But, I mean, and I'm watching New Year's resolution right now, whatever this is. Yeah. But, Junkyard Dogs dogs did their thing. How about the Georgia linebackers versus Hassan Haskins and Blake Corum? Domination, yeah. And then the 1-on-1 couldn't even shake the linebackers. They didn't. Did they even have a running back handing off the ball? Did they even have a run over 5 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards? Did they even have a run that long? No, they didn't. Their longest run was 3 yards. 2-3 yards. They got a couple scrambles, but other than that, no, nothing from the run game for Michigan. Georgia's D-line versus Michigan's offensive line. Shout out to the person who said that Michigan's D-line was better than Georgia's and that Bama's linebackers were better than Georgia's. Not true! Yeah, and Georgia's proved it tonight. They sacked Cade McNamara, J.J. McCarthy, these 2 quarterback routine, kind of like Georgia did in Fromm and Fields in 2018. Sacked them both, and then they did their job, run defense, shutting down Hassan Haskins, Blake Corum, turnovers. Georgia's defense has been great in every aspect of the game this year, except one thing, turnovers. We have not got a lot of turnovers. Just the junkyard dogs put them in the trash, but we haven't got a lot of turnovers. We got that tonight. Forced fumble, Nakobe Dean. We got the 2 picks by Darion Kendricks. Got defensive player of the game, MVP there. And then, a lot of big hits tonight as well. Quay Walker had 2. Chaz Chambliss had 1 targeting, but whatever. I count it as a great hit, even if it's targeting. Because he left the crown of his helmet, did his best he could. Quay Walker had 2 hits, 2 major hits, both on J.J. McCarthy. The sacks, we killed Cade McNamara. Georgia pass rush killed him a lot. I can name off a bunch of people. Trayvon Walker hitting tonight, Nakobe Dean. All the linebackers were laying the licks, and then the D linemen were just pounding on the Michigan players. That's just what we do. Sorry, but that's just what we do. Michigan, coming out the half, they knew that they had no chance. They didn't even try. Yeah. Something you might have to ask Harbaugh after this game was they didn't attempt as much trick plays as I thought they would. They did it on a 2-point conversion, but they didn't do it. And Georgia's defense, and I'm not trying to prop Georgia defense. I am. Georgia defense amazing. I'm surprised we didn't see more trick plays from Harbaugh. And, and Saban, I'm not saying it's going to happen. All right, so, take this as an example. If Georgia defense were to shut Alabama's offense down, let's just say 14-0 or 21-0. Not saying it's going to happen. Let's use it as an example. Saban's running some of those trick plays in the second half. And I'm surprised that Michigan didn't run some trick plays right when they were down 14-0. I'm surprised about that. But they did. The one time they did was on a 2-point conversion when they were already down 34-9. So it's just it's one of those things. And the fact that they ran the 2-point conversion. Well, I know why they did it. It's because they could score only 3 more touchdowns, instead of 2, but or 4, something like that. So you're doing math. But besides receivers getting behind DBs, and that one thing, Stetson, you can tell the way Kirby got mad at Stetson. That's something I'm proud of Kirby tonight. He got mad at Stetson, got onto Stetson, and ruining that drive, man. We could have had 3 there. Oh, in first place, Darion Kendrick, I don't know why he ran all the way back there. Then Christopher Smith got a targeting, which won't matter next week. He's fine. Chaz Chambliss, he's going to sit out the first half. So, Stetson's got to hurry up, man. And Kirby got on to him about that. And he probably got onto Todd Monken in the locker room as well. And him preventing the players from the Gatorade. Some players got it, but no Gatorade for Kirby. He wants the natty. He absolutely wants the natty. And that's the mentality I like to see. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Um, the two bad things I saw tonight. Uh, only two. Well, three. The only three bad things I saw tonight was receivers getting behind DBs, Stetson on that final drive before the half, not hurrying up the offense, and then the missed field goal. But the missed field goal, that's just a mistake. We all make mistakes, but Georgia's kicker is not. He's not been the most consistent, and I'm a little bit worried that in the big environment, like, for example, against the Clemson game, in a big environment, he missed the field goal. Against Michigan, in a big environment, he missed the field goal. So that does worry me that he's going to miss a field goal versus Alabama as well. Because, yes, he is 80% on the season or something, but he doesn't hit field goals in big games. And when you don't hit field goals in these big games, it takes a toll on you. Last year versus Alabama, he missed a field goal. I can't even remember the SEC title, if he missed a field goal or not. I don't think he did. But 2020 versus Alabama, misses a field goal. I mean, in these big games, he's missing field goals, and it kind of worries me a little bit. He makes them in the soft games, and besides the one Cincinnati field goal, he doesn't, the game-winning field goal. He hasn't been clutch, in big games, big environments, and when teams are rushing after the kicker and physical enough to do it, he doesn't hit them. But, yes, it's a kicker, but I mean, how many? Let me ask you, Alabama fans, how many kicker? And this is not a shot at Alabama fans. This is not a dig or anything. How many games did kickers cost for you? Cost you the LSU game in 2011. You would have won, and you would have won the SEC title if it wasn't for that. You won the Natty that year, so doesn't matter. But you lost that game because of your kicker. Why'd you lose the Auburn game? Because you missed 4 field goals, just like the LSU game. Yeah. Lost the Auburn game because of missed field goals. And come on, sir. It's the truth. You would have beaten Georgia in regulation if it wasn't. Did you miss 2 field goals in the national title? I feel like you missed 2, maybe 1. If it wasn't for that, it wouldn't even have gone to overtime. It didn't cost you the game, but but kickers do cost teams the game, a lot, and it costs them games in the biggest moments. So I did have to rag on that a little bit. But hopefully the other 22 players, especially the 21 players, because Stetson somehow has a bad game again versus Alabama. The other 21 need to step up. I'm not trying to take shots at Stetson. It was the best game of his career. But let's just be honest here. The last 2 times he played Alabama, he's thrown 5 picks, missed a lot of receivers, and hasn't played well. So if that is the case, then the Junkyard Dogs got to do their thing. We got to run the ball like we always have. And we can't let Will Anderson and Alabama get in our backfield either. We did a pretty good job of that at the first game, actually, the SEC title. That is one thing. That's one area that, as well as the tight ends, the offensive line did play pretty well versus Alabama. And I know people are going to say that I'm crazy. I feel like they played pretty well for the most part for what they're going up against. They played well in the SEC title. But we just got to make sure we play well again. But we every other position besides the offensive line, tight end, they got to step up versus Alabama. Stetson Bennett needs to step up. Running backs, I mean, look, I can't say they played well in the SEC title. I can't say they played bad either because they didn't get the carries. Wide receivers didn't play well. They weren't getting open at all. The defensive line and linebackers, worst game they've ever played. Corners and safeties, I don't even need to say a word, do I? Yeah, I don't. We got into our playmakers' hands, our fastest players like James Cook. I like the touches he got tonight. He needs to get more touches. I'm overall happy about the post-game win, but can you give us one? Can you give us one? Can you finally? All these one-star recruiting, or these number one recruiting classes, all these big wins, the historic defense, can we finally, and I say this as nice as possible, can we finally, yes, I'm saying it, can we finally beat Alabama? Can we finally do it? Can we finally beat Alabama? I say that as calm as possible. Can we finally beat Alabama? I've been running my mouth for the past 15 minutes. But can we finally beat Alabama? Finally. We need to do it. It needs to be done. This is the 1 year where Georgia outright has a better team. I still believe that, man. And when I say better team, I mean Alabama's playing with house money. This is supposed to be their down year. This all the stars were supposed to be aligned for Georgia. We got to do it. And, nice dog probably there. That was irrelevant. But we have got to do it, man. We got to do it. I mean, what is this all for? We got to do it. Please, Kirby, one time. We got to do it. I mean, we beat all the teams that Alabama struggled with in a blowout, man. Struggled with Tennessee, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida. And we just dominate them. We do the same thing, bud. And we do the same thing and lose out. This has got to be the year. We got to do it. We have got to do it this year, man. And we better show up in the SEC title. And I'm telling you what, we better do it. Position by position, we're better in a lot of ways. They got the quarterback. All right, fine. Georgia's better at running back. Without John Mechie, I think Georgia's better receivers. Georgia's better, I'll give it to receivers. Georgia's. Tight ends, that's not even a debate. That's Georgia. I mean, come on now. Alabama's some good tight ends, but Georgia's tight ends are better. Offensive line, Georgia. All right, yeah. Georgia. Offensive line is Georgia. Defensive line, Georgia. That's not a question. Linebackers is Georgia. That's not a question. Corners is Alabama. Safeties is Alabama. Coaching is Alabama. Talent is Georgia. Talent is Georgia. We have 5 more 5-stars than Alabama has. Half of their 5 stars are freshmen. 4 of our 19 5-stars are freshmen. 7 of their 14 5-stars are freshmen. And it's not just going off 5 stars. I feel like Georgia's had better recruiting for the past 4 years. Better recruiting in 2018. Those are seniors now. 2019 was that was Alabama. Barely, though. 2020, that was Georgia. 2021 was Alabama. So it's kind of even in a way, but you mesh it up. Georgia has a bigger margin on the times where they did. And Alabama's 2021 class freshmen. So that's another thing considered. Georgia's more talent. But Alabama's better coaching, better DBs, better quarterback. Georgia's got the rest, though, and we need to put it to use, and we need to show it, man. We got to show it. Auburn and LSU got so many sacks and Bryce Young. We blitz and do the same thing. We can do it, too. And Kirby loves sending pressure, except for the one game in the SEC title. Of course. Man, do it. Send the pressure. Same thing Auburn and LSU did. And Saban will come up with a game plan, trust me, but come on now. Let's go here. Let's go. And our offensive line hopefully can hold up enough for Stetson so that Brock Bowers doesn't have to Brock Bowers can go free. The receivers, hopefully they get open. Hopefully we run the ball in Alabama. One of the best run defenses in the country in Alabama. Hopefully we run on them, though. So, yeah. That's all I got to say. And I'm happy about the win. I'm happy. I am absolutely happy with the win. But if you're talking about the national title in Alabama, fine. We'll talk about eating crow for you if Georgia beats you, or if you beat us, I'll have to eat crow. For all the Michigan, or if you pick Michigan, I don't even need you to eat crow. Now, there's a difference between saying Michigan's going to win and saying us have no chance. You say us has no chance, yeah, I need you to eat your crow. You pick Michigan, you're fine. You say Kirby's overrated and Georgia puts their 5 stars to no use and they can't win big games, then eat your crow. Let's get this thing out of here. I need to go talk to some people anyways. Drink my champagne. Yeah. Look at these new knives I got. Hopefully my video won't get demonetized. Please don't demonetize my video, YouTube. Yeah, I'm not drinking that. I'm not, for all seriousness, I'm not drinking that. We are going to drink this all night, though. Yeah. Get some excitement here. Peace and go dogs! Best one this season, baby. Let's go. Celebrate the win. And we'll see what happens in the goddamn national title. Let's go, baby. Bye. Bye-bye.